Jeeps rock. We're gonna go ahead and let's say we're gonna make it rock. We're gonna do some new DS18. It's gonna be the Gen-X set. This is gonna be a component set. You're gonna have 2 woofers, 2 tweeters, and 2 crossovers. And this is a whole component set that we're gonna do. And if you will stick with us, we're gonna go ahead and show you from start to finish how to install it in this JK. We're gonna actually show you step by step on how to do the crossover. Because when I first saw this box, I thought, hey, all I want to do is put in some new speakers, and I wasn't going to use the crossover. So I did my research, and I'm going to help you guys out as well, because I haven't seen anybody else do this particular component set. So we're going to go ahead again, we're going to install this Gen-X, and so before we go any further, I'm going to show you what is in the box. So it's pretty slick. I've pretty much, I think, the only one that has one of these. But, you know, it's pretty nice. It's got a nice little D18 here, but it looks to me like they might be lit up. Is that not slick? So what we're going to do here, I'll remove this here. So it's kind of a little bit of an unboxing for you guys as well. But here are the tweeters. And then here are the 6.5C speakers. And then we've got our covers. Now, with the installation that we're doing, Jeep has built-in boxes already into the system of the whole stereo system inside the Jeep, so we won't be using these nice grills that are here. But I want to show you real quickly that we have these crossovers, and they're going to come with 2 of these, and all you do is you can just kind of push down at the bottom here and pull. But you can see this is why you want to use these instead of not taking full advantage of this system. And what you do is you're going to put your woofers here, you're going to put your tweeters here, and then your in right here. So it's the in, tweeters, and woofer. It's all marked for you. Step by step for you, we're going to take out the glove box, we're going to take the sides off, and we went ahead and removed the door just to make it a little easier. But again, you don't have to, but for this installation, we went ahead and removed the doors for you. Alright, so we're getting ready to install the woofer, which is a 6.5 inch right here, and then we'll be also removing the tweeter that's right here. Again, this is a 2012, so I'll show here in a minute, but there's also a tweeter here on top, and on the 2015 I think it's more flush in the dash, but on the 2012 it's got a little bit, stands up. I think 2013 as well, but you also have to look at your rig. Again, it has a tweeter always so up here on top of the dash, so that's what we'll be taking out as well. Before you go any further though, you need to have some tools, and I recommend just some trim tools. I got this, and I'll have a link in the description below on where this was at. I've used this for years. I'll find something as close as I can in the description to show you what I purchased. But this is 11 piece. If you notice, these are all plastic, and it's because when you do plastic on plastic, it keeps it from scratching. So instead of doing, most people use like a screwdriver or something, you can do that, but you have the potential of scratching up the plastic. But this has so many different kinds because this is designed for all different types of door trims and stuff. But if you look at this, you can see there's got a lot of black marks and stuff. I've used this a lot, but I've really come to really like this particular set. Again, it's got a whole bunch of different options. This one I'm taking the one that's the finest tip I could find that I have in this kit. And what you're going to do is we're going to be removing the side here, and then we're going to try to access this part right here, which is again passenger side speaker. So to do that, first of all, you're going to take out the glove box. All you do is you just take your 2 hands right here and push in, and then just pull out with it. Guess I got mine in better than I thought I did. So there we go. So now the glove box is out, and then we're going to take off this side trim right here. So again, you just take the end of this removal tool, and just work your way around it, and you'll hear it kind of pop off like this. And again, if you're using a screwdriver and messed up, you might gouge out that plastic. You just work your way all the way around until it comes off. And you're needing to do that because there's some screws that will be taken off from here, and then there's one down below. We removed the glove compartment, we removed the side panel. Now what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and grab a 7mm socket, and there's going to be 2 on either side right here, and then right below you'll see right next to the bottom portion of this plastic piece is one more that you'll use for the 7mm socket. As you can see, since we've taken the door off, you have easy access to get to these. So again, the passenger side is really easy to get to. Again, we're taking out this whole entire box that's enclosed for the speaker box. Alright, there's going to be one more, and it's right here. Again, this is going to be a 7mm as well. It's going to be right here in the corner. right there. So you just take your socket, remove that, and then what that's gonna do is it's gonna release this whole piece of plastic for you. All right, so the last thing you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need a 40mm star bit, and I just have mine hooked up to, shouldn't really use an impact, but that's what I have right now. So just real lightly, I'm gonna take this, it's gonna release that last screw from underneath, and you're just gonna pull back the plastic, put it inside here, and then that last piece is gonna come out. And before you do anything else, you need to make sure that you've released this last little plastic piece right here. You can slide it out now a little bit, so you can get a little bit more access to it, but you just push in and then pull out. You'll see now that that's freed up that last part of the speaker box. We don't want to tear that up or anything. So now what you're going to do is come over to the right side of that and just kind of push it over to the left, just like that. And now this is the entire speaker box that we'll be using. Again, we'll put the brand new DS18 6.5 right here woofer, and then we'll also be actually using the same box. We're going to drill a hole here on the back, and that's how we're going to run the wires for our tweeter. That's going to go up into the top of the dash. And again, you can see why we want to disconnect that, because that's connected to the box and we don't want to tear anything up right here. But you can see again, this is just a factory Mopar speaker, real basic. It'll be really nice to put on that DS18 on there. And now what we'll do is we'll remove it out of the box. We'll show you again how to use that crossover, and we'll push it in here, install it, and then we'll put it right back where we found it. All right, what we've done is we've switched the Jeep around. We're now on the driver's side. We're going to show you how to remove the speaker here on this side. This one's a little bit more difficult, so if you can, you're actually going to be pulling this plastic dash really far out, because you have to take that speaker and almost a 90-degree angle, have to turn it all the way out to pull it out on the side. So again, you use your removable tool here, and you're going to take it off to the side again like this. Just kind of let it pop open. Take that piece off. The next piece you're going to take off is going to be right underneath the console right here, underneath the column. Steering column, you're just going to pull down like so on both sides. It's going to hinge here on the bottom, so just be careful when you pull it out. You're going to pull it straight down at you and then out. You don't want to break those tabs. And now you're going to have, again, the two 7mm on this side. You're going to have one right down below where you'd pretty much disconnect your doors. It's going to be right here. And then there's one right here, right again underneath the steering wheel. And because I said we're pulling out so much, you want to get as much as loose as you can. There's another one over here on the other side. So you're taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you'll have that final bolt just like you had on the other one holding the actual speaker box in. So we'll go ahead and remove that right now. Just use whatever tool you have, but again, it's just got to be a 7mm socket. So what I've done is after I got enough play here, I put my hand underneath, and the connection is going to be on the right side of the speaker. Make sure to remove that, and then it should come right out. But again, we're going to be pushing this almost at a 90-degree angle here. And again, you'll just see that it's just got to keep flexing. And it's out. There's the proof. So now we're going to remove this just like we did on the other one, and we'll show you how to add that new speaker, new grill, and put it back in place. Now that we've got our box out, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and remove this with the Torx 20 bit, 1, 2, and 3. That'll remove that, and again, there'll be another one of these plugs like you see right here inside, so be careful when you pull it out. And then we're going to replace this with a DS18 GEN-X 6.5 inch woofer, and what it is it says we like it loud, which is cool. It's got all the branding on there. Again, it's got the woofer, it's got the two connectors. They provide you with all the wire, all the connectors, so it's going to make it a lot easier. But what we're going to be doing is once we take this out, remember when you're removing it out of the box, there'll be another connector such as this inside, so don't pull it out too far. And then once we have access to this, we'll go ahead and install the crossover. Again, I'll show you what all these are going to be, what colors, what hooks to what, and then also we'll mount it inside this box. And while we have this open right now, I'll go ahead and show you. So inside this box, the connector is going to be the N. So the N are these two here. We're going to make white the positive and black the negative. The next one is going to be WF, which stands for woofer, and the last one is tweeter. So what we're going to do is on the woofer, we're going to have another connection inside here that'll connect, and then we're going to take again this box, and there's a nice little spot already, almost like they meant to do it, but a pre-drill spot right here. We're going to drill a real small hole here. We're going to take another set of wires and we're going to run that up into the tweeter that's up in the dash. So that'll be your TW, that'll be right here. So we'll show you how to do that. Let's go ahead and remove out the speaker first. I might have to ask my assistant off to the side to get me a flathead screwdriver, please. And magically it appears. Just going to pry that up. Looks like there's some tabs that might be keeping that on. Again, it's a Jeep, so everything is supposed to be watertight and sealed, so it's probably why it's kind of hard to get this off. There's little tabs here though. It's probably, yep, I can hear it kind of releasing the suction and what they use to keep it down with, because it's completely sealed. So just take your time, remove those tabs, and you'll start to hear it kind of come off. Hear that? Again, you want to go slow on this because there's a connector already inside here, just like we mentioned. So you're just going to push this right here and pull. And we have now removed the factory speaker. What we're going to have to do, because we're not going to reuse this, is we're going to have to cut this one right here, and then we'll use one of these connectors here on the end, and we'll splice this together. Alright, again, we took this out of the speaker box. I wanted to show you that there's tabs here. Those tabs are not on an aftermarket speaker that you see here, and we don't have a adapter ring or anything like that, so we had to think a little bit outside the box, pun intended. But again, we remove these tabs. We can't do that because it's all part of the speaker, so throw that to the side. And what we're going to do is, there's a pack of these that come with the kit already, and that is for the grill itself. And you can see this is the grill, and what we've done is we've pushed out the first part. It's just recessed in there, so be gentle when you push out that part of it. And what we're going to do is, what we've done is we've pushed this speaker all the way to the top. We've got it centered by just using some blue tape, painter's tape, because we can remove that without scratching things. Just be careful not to touch the inside of the speaker. And then what you're going to do is, we've already done 3 of them. We've pre-drilled using a really small drill bit. And now we're going to do one more just to show you what we're doing. But again, we've blue taped it all off, that way it doesn't move on us. And we're pre-drilling, so we have this, and then once we have those 4, we'll put this grill on. So that way we are able to use everything that's in the kit. So again, all we're doing is we're using the existing hardware that came with it. We're going to take our drill bit right here. We're going to drill that last one. Be real slow, careful with it. You don't have to go very far. And you're just going through plastic. And that's all it's going to take. Switch out your bit for a Phillips head bit. Take one of the remaining black screws. Again, we're going to go very slow with this, just to kind of get it started. And we're not going to even adhere this because we still got to still work inside the box. We're just doing a dry fit here. Again, real gentle. You don't want that to slip to go into the speaker box or into the speaker. So now we've got all 4 of them. We'll remove that, and now we can put our grill on when we're done. Okay, what we've done now is we've showed you that we're not using any kind of tab, so we had to pre-drill the 4 holes, and then we're using the hardware that came with it. They're just black screws. So we've made sure we have all 4 holes. We've got them started, and now what we need to do is we need to do one more, which is going to be here on the back, and you can see it's right here. It's already kind of made for us already, and we're just going to put it right through the center, and that is so that we can feed these wires through there, because this is where the tweeter wire is going to go through. So it's going to go through here, out the back, and then into your tweeter up on the dash. So we're going to do that right now. Again, it's just plastic, so it doesn't take much. And if you need to, if that's not enough, just step up your drill bit just a little bit, and then you'll be just fine. We're just going to make it as small as possible. That way we don't have any kind of extra space in there, so that the sound doesn't dissipate out of the box in the back. So we just might make it just a little bit bigger, clean that up. Now we can run these wires. So what we've done to speed up some time is this is actually going to be your factory plug that was inside the box. And I went ahead and cut that because I didn't want to spend the extra money to get the adapter. You can get some Chrysler Mopar adapters that go here, and then it'll just give you the typical wire on the outside if you want to do an aftermarket. But what we're doing, because we're still going to have to do some splicing anyways, we went ahead and cut that, and it's right here. So what we'll do is we'll use some connectors. We'll use the supplied wire that's with the kit. We'll extend it out and what we need for. So again, we're showing you what we did with the box. We'll move the box to the side, and again, to save some time, it's time to talk about the crossover. So the crossover, you'll see all these wires, and don't be scared, it's not that big of a deal. So what we're going to do is, again, we have our input, our woofer, and our tweeter. What we found out is the kit comes with 2 long set of wires and then a short one. For what we need is we really don't need very much at all to go into the box. So we went ahead and hooked this short one up to the end, and then the other 2 we went ahead and hooked up to the woofer and the tweeter. And then what we'll do is, once we're ready to run these wires, we'll shorten them down to what we need for. Again, this one going into the box is going to be very, very short. And what we'll show you next is where we're going to put this crossover. Again, you can take the crossover, take off the case, and there's 2 holes right here to where you can mount it if you wanted to with some self-tapping screws or whatever you'd like to do. But what we're going to do is we're just going to use some auto 3M double stick tape. So again, this is the auto version, which is a lot stronger than what you'd normally have for, you know, putting something up on the wall or something. So use the good stuff. This is a 3M auto. And then what we'll do is we'll switch the camera around for you so you can see, but we're going to go inside the box and we'll show you how we're going to mount this. That way when it's mounted, you'll have plenty of space for your speaker and you don't have to worry about anything being in the way. And then again, we'll take only one of these wires when we're done, and it'll be out the back, and that's towards the tweeter. So we'll get that all set up and show you what it looks like when we're done. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that crossover box, and if you look down here at the very bottom, it's nice and flat. It works perfectly. So you just take that where it's kind of tapered off, slide that all the way down into the bottom of the box. And again, we're going to double stick tape that. You can do however you'd like, but you can see now that it fits nicely in there at the bottom. It's not going to impede any of the wires. And then we're going to now clean this up and show you how it looks finished. And then all I have to do is put the speaker and put the grill back on, and then we're ready to install it, both on the driver's side and passenger side. It's going to be exactly the same for both. So again, just cut the bottom of that one adapter there, and then we're taking the end that's going to go. This is actually the end, which is the first one, and that's actually what's going to splice right to this. So it's going to be very, very short. That's why we chose that small one. And then the other one again is the woofer, which is going to go straight and hook into the actual speaker itself, which is the woofer right here, and that's going to be another short one. And then the one that's going to be the longest is going to go the tweeter, and you can decide the size of what you need to get it back up to the top of your rig, and you're just about done. Okay, the last thing I wanted to show you is, again, we're taking the input directly into here, so we have a real short wire. But what I want to show you is, instead of having to use like butt connectors or electrical tape or something like that, there's a product out there that's called solder and seal, and what it means is these are going to be waterproof tight on either side, and there's actual solder right there. And again, they come in all different sizes, because this is such a small speaker wire, we're using the white ones. But I just want to show you real quickly how it works. All you do is you cut back the wires and you just butt them up together, tie them up to where they would just be almost finger tight to where they're not going to fall apart, and then you just slide this back on top of the wire, and then you'll do is use a heat gun or some condensed part of the heat, and right in the center is solder. So once that gets hot, the solder warms up, it seals those together, and then either side is watertight on either side. So it saves a lot of time, and again, it comes with all these different sizes that come with it, but we're using the white one, and that's what we'll do for the rest of our show here. So what we're doing is we've cut this, we've connected this to the input, and the only one that we're going to have to do, we're going to go ahead and just leave this one that's kind of long for the speaker, and then this one we will have to, we've had to fish through and cut off the ends to get it through the box. So this is the last one that will do the same exact solder technique up on the tweeters, up on the dash. We'll put everything back together, and that's all you got to do. So thanks again for watching Jeeps Rock. We can't wait to get this out, try it out. We'll have yet another video with this kind of bumping and stuff with the DS18 6.5Cs. Gen-X. So what we'll do though, gonna get this all put back together, and we'll see you out on the trail. Hopefully you'll hear us just thumping as we're going along the trail.